G'day, Jono here from J&A Down Under. Today we're going to talk about the compressor system we're going to be installing in the new NPS truck. What we've opted to do for this compressor system is put in twin ARB compressors and join them together via the ARB tank. The reason we opted to do it this way was to get more air into those tyres, to get those truck 19.5 inch tyres up as quick as we possibly can. Let's take a closer look. So here we have it. We've got the twin ARB compressor system set up with the tank. How we come about this layout was we got a board and then we did a dry run, putting a compressor and a tank and the electronic components on the board into a position we're happy with. Once we're happy with that position, we then fix the compressors to the board via the supply bolts and the tank also, and then went ahead and installed the conduit along the front to run the electrical cabling in. So if we have a look at this board, let's take a closer look. What are we actually running? We're running a twin ARB compressor, a second twin AR compressor, joined into a 4 litre air tank from ARB also via the hose lines. On the output of the compressor, we're running the ARB pressure control valve. Now the ARB pressure control valve is controlled by Bluetooth. What that enables us to do is to inflate or deflate the truck tyres to the desired pressure. So if we want to inflate our tyres to 90 psi, we simply set the control module via Bluetooth to 90 psi and it'll blow those tyres up for us. That means that while the tyres are blowing up, we can go about other things, doing vehicle checks, maintenance, etc. So you're probably wondering, why link 2 ARB compressors to one? Well, that's simple. That's to get more airflow. By getting more airflow, we can blow up our tyres quicker. As you can appreciate, with the Isuzu NPS, we're running a 19.5 inch truck tyre. Okay, so those truck tyres run on the road at around 100 psi. So if we're on the beach running at 30, we've got to get those tyres up to 100 psi as quickly as we possibly can. And I don't want to be there all day doing it. That's why we've come up with this. So let's take a closer look at the wiring and how we've come up with it. Firstly, the ARB compressors come with their own wiring. It's set up for running diff locks on the traditional 4-wheel drive and also running 3 switches. Okay, so that's front, rear locker and the compressor. For this, we don't need any of that, so we disregard the harness. Okay, before tackling a project like this, you need to make sure you know and understand the ARB compressor system and the wiring harness. Otherwise, you could go south very, very quickly with it. So what we've done is we've combined the 2 compressors, combine the 2 compressors wiring to come out. And quite simply, at the end of the day, we've got ourselves a switch wire, a neutral wire to illuminate the switch. We've got ourselves the neutral, and we've also got ourselves our 4 active. Now the other advantage of running this system is in actual fact, it's 4 separate compressors. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not to mention the 2 complete units being 1 and 2. So I don't know about you, but if you're coming off the Simpson Desert, you want peace of mind to know that your compressor is always going to work. With this system, if we have 1 failure, it's still going to work. If we have 2 failures, it's still going to work. If we have 3 failures, we can still manage to blow our tyres up. Maybe a little bit slower, but we can still manage to do it. So to answer all your questions, this is why I opted to go for the twin ARB compressors. Yes, I am aware that you can get a starter motor version which pumps up tyres quite quickly as well, but just keep in mind those units can run up to over 200 amps and it's only 1 unit, doesn't allow for failure. This particular version allows for failure. It runs approximately 70 amps per side, so that's 140 amps for the whole unit itself. So to keep in mind, we also thought of power usage as well as reliability moving forward. So we felt that this system was best to suit us for our truck and our NPS travels. So in front of us now we have the completed board. You can see right along the front here we have the fuses, the ARB fuses. There's all 4 for each compressor, which are going to be easily accessible. I wanted to keep them close to the compressor so that we knew what fuse was for what device. We've also got at the front here, you can see the control valve Bluetooth module, and I guess the brains behind the ARB pressure switch. So that's there as well. That enables us to activate the compressor through Bluetooth. Underneath the compressors here, I've actually mounted rubber mounts. That's to take a little bit of extra vibration out of the compressors. However, these compressors don't really have a whole lot of vibration, and from experience of after having one in my trip carrier for over 10 years, they're incredibly reliable. Well, there it is. This is our twin ARB compressor setup, or our twin ARB compressor setup. So what we're going to do in the following videos is we're going to incorporate all these modules onto the one build. Once we get them into the NPS, we'll be able to do some real life product testing and see just exactly how quick this compressor can blow up our tyres. Until then, goodbye.